Alright folks, this is gonna be the last league of testing before tomorrow's Mana Traders event. I'm gonna try to fix a cyber guide for this deck in case anybody is interested in running this list in tomorrow's Swiss. So we're gonna see how that works out. But yeah, the deck has been an absolute delight. So hopefully it treats me as well. It treats you as well as it treats me. I mean, look at this hand. Isn't this just like absolutely beautiful? What else could you want? I think we're gonna draw it on one. The reason for that is if it dies, cool, it grows my Reclaimer. If it doesn't die, cool, we get to Thalia plus Reclaimer next turn. Well, literally just talked about that guy, but it's okay. Here's my Thalia. Here's my Reclaimer. Okay. No idea what we're playing against so far. It's also funny that I drew the combo. I literally drew. What is the opposite of Splinter Twin, right? Because this deck has Splinter Twin and then it has anti-Splinter Twin in it. You get to taste all the flavors, you know? Top tier synergy and the opposite of that. Bant. Okay, plow my Thalia, that's okay. I think I will... Huh, what am I doing here? I think... Because actually this could be Omni-Tell. So because of that, I am gonna do this so I can leave myself the out of getting Caracas with Reclaimer. If I play Tireless Tracker and my opponent drops an Emrakul or something like that, right? Then we are actually in super bad shape. But if we do this, we're kind of okay. And this might be wrong, but I think it's okay. If you would listen to random people on the internet and build a good cohesive deck, you wouldn't have to figure out what the opposite of Splinter Twin is. That's true. That's just my bad, I guess. Just my bad. Damn it. We're about to get counterspelled. Is my opponent going to cast actual counterspell against me right now? Okay. Those are colors you can play in the game of Magic. Abrupt Decay? It is Abrupt Decay. So this might just be Snowko, which would explain why my opponent went all out for duels because of the Collector Roof. If it's Snowko, it looks like we're in terrible shape, but they really struggle to beat a Resolve Field of the Dead. Like, they have a really bad time trying to beat that card. That's a problem. Something good. Or the worst possible draw. So this is like a terrible draw in so many different ways. It's hilarious. Like, this is a bad draw because it is now one less target that I have for Flagstones, because it's already another land that I have, so it doesn't add to field. And, well, obviously because it's a land that doesn't do anything in this board state, so... Brutal. What's up, Romario? How's it going? Are you playing in the Mana Traders event tomorrow? Opponent not drawing, not paying 8 there. Such cowardice. Such cowardice. I'm so tilted that we can't crack our clue. I know, it really sucks. Please kill my dude. 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 Yes, do it. Do it. Kill my dude. No, what is this? Oh, Shark Typhoon. Yes! Yes, block and kill my dude, please. Got him. Oh, man. Okay, we're gonna save that one for Udo. That sucks, though. So I guess it's possible my opponent is not even playing... they might be playing something similar to what Anurag usually plays. Oh, now they pay 8? Okay. I'm yielding anti-land step, but it's... like, it was letting me hold priority? That's so weird. All right, come on. Come on. Prime time off the top. Come on, baby. Trophy? Okay. Can work with this. Plow. They should have done this on draw step or upkeep or something like that. Fetch. Temple Gardenino. Oh, we just slam, right? Slam it! Okay, so they are playing Ice Fang. They are playing Ice Fang. Udo is a problem, obviously. Oko also a problem, obviously. We got a solid amount of problems. Oh, I also forgot to play my land, which was bad. I definitely meant to play my land there. To get one more Sombo. I fucked up. They chose to not shuffle, which is probably bad news for me. Okinio. Alright, we have multiple draws that win the game on the spot. We have multiple draw steps that win the game on the spot. Man, I really messed up. I really messed up. If I had played my stupid Savannah last turn, it would have been fine. We're gonna get super punished now. This stupid and sexy Oko. Stupid and sexy Flanders. Well, that sucks. Reason I'm attacking here is I force the crack of the food. We trade with the Ice Fang. And now the Flagstones gives me... Yeah. So they're still down to 2. So this is a field trigger. And now we get another land. And now if they get a food... Okay, so Dryad wins, Apparition wins, Primetime effectively wins. And there's Uro. And we're fucked. Yep. Yep. Now we are out of reach. Yeah, now they're kind of out of reach, unfortunately. Man, I shouldn't have autopiloted there. I should have played my last. That really sucks. Okay, so at this point, the zombies don't do it anymore because my opponent has Uro and that card is stupid. But because of that, I should hold my cards, my lands, because I can trigger Valak. Like if I top deck a Dryad, I can actually get 2 Dryad triggers, kill both of my opponent's dudes. So I have to be playing to my outs at this point. And this is not an out anymore, but this is. So we just gotta pivot here. Of course, at this they're just gonna have another removal spell, right? Like they showed me Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay. They only use 2 Swords to Plowshares, so they definitely have some more stuff. I'm not blocking this guy because I don't want my opponent to be able to redeploy it and gain more life. This card is silly. Definitely sucks to lose for it because of a silly mistake. They only use 1 force too, so they very likely just have a Force of Will in hand. So we're not looking any good. That's an elk. If I attack, they block, take 6. Just not good enough. Decay, yeah. Like there's just... At this point, we're not winning the race. So I'm just doing this so I can, you know, gain a little bit of a time advantage over my opponent. This matchup is good for us, though. I firmly believe that this matchup is quite good for us, so... I'm not particularly disheartened by this loss right here. But this turn I am actually going to play one of my lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just going to get forced. The clock equity that we're gaining is potentially going to be quite relevant, though. Which is something that I have seen a lot of people online really struggling with. Just clock management overall. Usually when I play this kind of deck, I try to be, you know, basically I try to be obnoxiously fast when I play. And like some people just, you know, out there taking their sweet ass time. And then like losing on clock, you know. It's a good one. So that basically stops my opponent auto clock. From 1 to 17. Gotta love that card. You mean Uro or you mean Caracas? So now in the beginning of combat, we're just gonna... I guess at this point, we're not winning this game. So our win con is the clock. So because our win con is the clock... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, so that's why. Okay, so that just means that both astrolabes are left on the battlefield. That makes sense. Okay, so I usually cut all the plows, bring in Spirit, bring in Apparition, bring in Failure Retreat, and bring in Arasta. And cut Collector. Oof. I don't particularly love Yasharn, but it's just better than the other alternatives. I will leave in a couple of plows if I see something like Mentor or whatever, but these decks often don't go that route. Even less the 4-color versions. Sometimes you see some Jeskai versions of Snow, which are not very snowy. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, I like it. I think I'm gonna try to play around. Back to basics. This is basically a 4-mana 4/3. They showed me Ice Fang last game. I think I don't attack. Yeah. Just gonna make it 4-3 here. I get to feel really smart. I get to feel super, super smart, don't I? You forgot to upload the decks for the mana traders? I can't believe you. Really? Oh my god, that sucks so much. Quaddle is a 3-3. Let's get a Savannah. 1, 2, 3. Apparition. Boom. Attack local. This whale sound is actually going to do something this game? That's wild. Poker number 2? Wow. That's a really high cost. Okay, so we actually want to stop the F6ing. That's a really expensive Assassin's Trophy. Are legendary creatures legendary after they get elked? Yes, yes they are. Tracker. Two, 3. Here's my tracker. Here's my land. Definitely going after the black source. Yeah, let's go after the black source. Now we play the land, so we just pass the turn. Caracas doesn't do anything really. Library doesn't do anything either. Oh wow. This guy, no force, sounds good. Tanya. The snakes are a little bit annoying, but I think this is fine. I think we're fine. Oh man. Really? Sand was basically a snap keep if it weren't because of this. This is better though. Let's keep that in the deck. Sit on Reclaimer because we can go turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Reclaimer, so we're hopefully forcing my opponent into interacting with this Reclaimer so we can get the engine going. Having Apparition as an instant answer to Oko is just such a big deal. It's crazy how good this card has been. Like, it really changed the landscape of Legacy in a major way. Oh, hello. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one instead of the Reclaimer. You got the Force now? No Force. They are 1 mana away from casting Abrupt Decay. They don't have Abrupt Decay mana, they just don't have the fixing, so if we get 1 trigger with this library, that will be huge. I chose to shuffle. If they don't play land, I think I'm going to Apparition Disaster Wave. I guess we better not. No, never mind. Okay. All right, we're gonna get a library trigger. This is huge. This is huge. Chose to not shuffle. So we're gonna pay a bunch, and I am gonna play the Spirit of the Labyrinth here. A little bit of a numbo, but I honestly don't think it matters too much. Like, it's gonna do a lot more work at slowing down my opponent. Like, I already got value from this library. Getting there, Arbor. I think I'm just gonna destroy one of these Astrolabs. Gaining 4 is interesting because I do have the library in play, but I think that messing with my opponent's mana is potentially a big deal here. There's a snake again. I get to feel very smart once again for not just jamming this Spirit of the Labyrinth into it. Containment Priest, you got it. You got it. Wow, why wouldn't they... Huh. Why wouldn't they just block the Dryad? Whatever. So, actually the pick would be insane right about now. Like, if we drew the pig, that would be so sick. Udo is a lot less threatening when it doesn't draw a card. Of course, this is blanked by the priest, but I think I'm just gonna jam this prime time right here. Because my opponent has 2 cards in hand, so they would need to have exactly a force plus blue card, which at that point means that they have no cards. And this should be game now. Bog plus field means my opponent has no threat. And now they're facing a zombie army. What does Container do? Yeah, it just shuts Zenith. That's it. It also shuts Dry Diver for what's worth. It does shut Dry Diver. If you were to care about that. I still believe the Spirit of Labyrinth is doing more work for me than against me. So I'm going to continue not attacking, but I'm going to start jamming with the Zombos and the Knight of Autumn, obviously. What you got? Oko? Another Udo. That's fine. Doesn't draw a card, just gains 3 life. Spirit's doing so much work. It's crazy. Second library, definitely not the best draw, but let's go, folks. Get in there. Yeah. That's big. All right, so Zenith's good to go now. Going for the pig? Because I don't have lands for tracker, so I think I'm going for the pig. We could also go for the spider. Spider's also interesting. Ramming Up is very interesting too. Ooze is nice. Yeah, let's go for Scavenging Ooze. Let's eat the Udo right now. I guess I tapped terribly for getting Scavenging Ooze, but it's fine. It is fine. We're gonna be okay. Ramming Up plus fetch. Ramming Up was interesting for sure. I think the Scavenging Ooze is better. Like, the thing is that, yes, if they sweep me, right? Like, they sweep me or whatever, and that means that we have our library going. Like, my opponent basically has no good outcome here. They can get back their Udo, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. I imagine they do. We just apparition it. Again, like, they're just not drawing cards. Like, Udo is a lot less threatening when it doesn't draw a card every time you play it. My opponent has been playing... They have been playing 3-mana Healing Salves this entire game. They have been over and over just playing 3-mana Healing Salves. That's just not a card, right? The amount of work this card has been doing here is incredible. And even if they do answer the spirit, we don't care that much either. Kill your 6/6. I guess I might as well play the other library. I don't want to deploy the Dryad, but like the second library is probably just fine. Easy. Yeah, that was actually like a good showing. That is how the snow matchup often plays out. That is exactly how the snow matchup often plays out. And Spirit has been very, very impressive in a multitude of matchups. But you're gonna know, you know, like Spirit was basically an enchantment. I basically never attacked with it until my opponent had 0 cards in hand. Never attacked with it. Multiple times I had the option of attacking would have run into my opponent's snake. I stayed conservative. I missed on some point of damage, but both times my opponent did have the snake. Is it main? No, it's in the sideboard. It's 2 copies in the board. What do we got here? A little bit on the slow side. But I think I'm going to keep this hand. We have some removal. We have a late game engine. Yeah, Frostjack. It should be uploaded in 25 minutes. You should be able to see it in 25 minutes. All right. Something broken is about to happen here. Or my opponent's just gonna play a Psy. That one. Kill that one. Yeah. Reclaimer is kind of a sick draw because it means that I don't have to Zenith. So I can save the Zenith to win this coming turn. For those of you wondering why I have Collector Oof in my main deck, is in my main deck, it's because of this. Collector Oof, yep. It is definitely collecting oofs right now. Yep. That is 1 oof from my opponent that has been collected. Alright, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Deafening Silence, Operation, Force. Prime Time gets cut, Tracker gets cut, Library gets cut, Collector Oof gets cut. No. Source of Blushers. Yep, let's go. Prime Time gets cut, Worst of Pain. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Prime Time is a utility creature in this deck, right? Prime Time is not your main game plan. Prime Time is a utility creature for matchups that go long and you need a card that just comes down and wins the game on the spot. That's what Prime Time is here for. So that's why it's a one-off. Man, it sucks to multi hand like this, but this hand is great though. It's keep this, and I'm gonna bottom ram it up. What's the main game plan? To outvalue your opponent. So you have a bunch of cards, you know, slowly but surely start taking over the game. That is kind of painful. Yep, that is really painful. Feels bad, man. Vini MTG, thank you for subscribing and becoming a member of the Primetime Stronghold. Really, really appreciate it. Welcome and thank you for the support. I think we're gonna have to library here. If they have Narset, we lose. Like, that's it. If they have Narset, we lose, but I don't think that we can really play around Narset. Like, we could play Scavenging Ooze, but I don't think that's a good long-term plan. Don't Narset me, bro. It's a Karn. We can kill the Karn. Oh, never mind. Whoo! That's strong. That is very strong. Okay. Big fan of your content, especially emulating. We got a Khmer box now. Oh, thank you, Vini. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. But you see what happened there, right? Like, the Chalice would have been game winning. Without the Chalice, we would have won that game. That's what I'm trying to say. The Chalice was game winning for them. Legacy is so freaking fast sometimes. Yeah, of course. But you know what you're signing up for, right? And Legacy, it's perfectly fine in terms of power level. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get Savannah, I'm gonna play Reclaimer. I could have also gone for Zenith for, what's his name? To Zenith for Arbor, but I think I'd rather, if I can, I'm gonna try to save the Zenith for Oof, just like I did in the previous game. Do you like the other Titan Legacy deck with Cloud Post and stuff? I tried it, and it was okay. Like, it was fun, but I don't like it too much. Termagardens of Field? Yes, exactly. I am very well aware that I can play more copies of Savannah, but but no, the idea is precisely to would have much rather this be a Thalia, but it is what it is. Bonnie has 4 cards in hand, so I really doubt that they want to to sack this LED and replay it, so this Ember is not really doing anything. In fact, my opponent punted, they should have replayed the Seed of the Synod. Unless they are playing around Collector Roof. But I don't know if it's correct for them to play around Collector Roof right here. Mox Opal for Sai. Okay. Into another Mox Opal, and they're gonna recast this Mox Opal. Yeah, Emery can't play Seed of the Synod. This is Artifact. Choose target artifact in your graveyard. That's all it says. Doesn't specify. Okay. So we're just gonna bog them and just pass the turn. That's interesting. Says you may cast it. That's true. Yeah, maybe you folks are right. Maybe you folks are right. Eagle of Aeons. Okay. Yeah, they can do this. We got Spirit, so like, this effectively does nothing. They fucked up. They should have replayed the LED. Because now they shuffled. Suckbog. Flagstones. I guess I messed up my sequencing. I should have reclaimed first. There was no need for me to pay the life. Found the Karn. That's bad news. That is bad news. That is bad news. But the idea is to try to get zombies going. So eventually my zombies are going to overcome their stuff. They might coding though. Oh. Wait, what? So I guess they're trying to lattice me? They're missing out on so much value. So the best stop deck right here. Apparition. It's a blank, unfortunately. For 2 reasons. I'm gonna play it anyway, but it's not really doing anything. Not really any use in wasting the Ancient Tomb, I don't think. So what we want to do is just draw lands for the rest of the game, I guess. I guess it doesn't even work. Because the bog is in my graveyard, fuck. So I can't even Vesuvite. So I think we're gonna get locked out here, unfortunately. Because then Karn just starts plussing. And we're in trouble. Yeah, the Sai was the thing that kind of got me here, unfortunately. You have to be kidding me. Oh no. Oh no. brutal. So close! Oof, you were so close. You were so close. All right. Yeah, we got oofed by the oof. First time I lose that matchup in a while. First time I lose that matchup in a while. But yeah, I mean, you saw what happened game 2, right? Like that deck has some really gross starts. But they need those gross starts, right? And even when they have those gross starts, they still need everything to go perfect for them, right? Like in that game 2, for example, if we had gotten Deafening Silence, which we had in hand, and my opponent went turn 1 Chalice. If they hadn't Chaliced on 1, which is usually not very good against us even, which is funny. But in that specific situation, they had Chalice on 1 to stop our Silence. We immediately drew a second copy of Silence. So like everything just went terrible for us, and then they actually, everything went right for them. Was watching Nancy play the deck last night. Yeah, some absurd starts. The Echo deck, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And how did I make the leaderboard of the Mind Traders? Yes, I made it all the way to first, and then Negator reclaimed his top spot with only minutes left. It was a fun race. He passed me, then I passed him, then he passed me again, and then I lost the match that I needed to win to keep up, and then that was the end of the dream. It was wild. By the end, I just had no idea what was going on. My brain was just like completely melted. Thoughts on Omni-Tell? I'm trying to get into Legacy and they got my attention. It's cool. Like if that's what you're into, if you're into that kind of combo decks, it's my deck's worst matchup as far as that goes. So I don't know if that means literally anything to you, probably not, but I thought I might as well share. Turn 1 Verdant Catacombs into Underground Sea into Ponder. I have literally no idea of what my opponent could be up to over there. Damn, this is a bad. I could get the Valakut here. I think I'd rather just get the Foothills because it's not a guarantee that this ramming up is gonna actually resolve. But yeah, Omni-Tell is a fine deck. With any deck, basically, you just gotta make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy doing, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna play Thalion too, almost regardless of what my opponent does here. Clearly they're a cantrip deck. Oh, and they missed the land drop. Oh yeah, this is happening. This is happening whether you like it or not, opponent. No force. Pog. I don't think my opponent should have shown me that. I'm trying to figure out whether I should scene it for Oof. Or whether it's worth it to go for Reclaimer. I think scene it for Oof is just better, right? But I guess I can do that next turn. Unless my opponent has a discard spell. Yeah, okay, so let's I'm just gonna do this right here. And now what we can do is next turn we can Raminap into Scene It for Oof, and that should lock it up. While also making a shit ton of zombies. They might have a Thoughtseize here, so that would make my plan backfire for sure. My opponent is just casting a 2-mana Ponder. So I think we're gonna see a concession here. No concession? Okay. I mean, I'll keep playing. I'm having fun here. Boom. Boom. Zombie. Fetch. Yeah. Alright, so some form of combo deck. We're bringing this in for Empty the Warrens. We're bringing Spirit of the Labyrinth 100%. Deafening Silence 100%. Cutting all of the Swords of Plowshares. Tracker can go. Primetime can go. Yasharn actually stops all of their like sack nonsense. Both their fetch lands and their petals and LEDs. On the draw, I feel like I'd rather have Fairy Macabres. If this is TES, this is just TES, right? Like this is just TES and Fairy Macabre doesn't do anything. Could also just Wasteland. Yeah, this has to just be TES. And Fairy Macabre just doesn't do shit. Like, they have Taiga, right? They have Taiga, so that has to be TS. Dread Arbor beats. Oh yeah, we had some good Dread Arbor beats earlier today. Does Yasharn stop force? Yes, it does. Feel like Ant is unplayable right now with the amount of Veils around. Maybe. I am no Ant expert, so I did play against Ant in the NCD Open though. Oops, sorry about that. Did play around against Ant in the NCD Open, and I beat them with some timely top decks. One of them was like, I think it was like a Mull to 4 or something, where I think I top deck a Thalia or Deafening Silence or something like that, which was pretty funny. Like I just literally just peeled it. What do we got here? This is no bueno. Yeah, this is no good. Gotta do better than this. What have we got here? This one I think we keep. So we're probably gonna turn one Dryad. How have the Cyber Singletons been so far? Retreat is the only that has been kind of medium. Path, I wish I had room for another extra copy. Path is very, very good. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh, this hand's better. Sweet. Okay. I think I'm supposed to Zenith for Arbor. I know that we have Splinter Twin, but Zenith for Arbor allows me to next turn Spirit plus Reclaimer in the same turn. If my opponent had gone off there, made maybe Goblins or something, I would have played Reclaimer, because we take a hit, but then we go get Knuckle. We might be dead here, but there's not too much that we can do, unfortunately. And it's good to know that this is actually TES. Oh, they're getting the draw 7? That's sick. Wow. The draw 7 are like draw half your deck, you know? Just kills you. I think I'm basically gonna see what they have to do until they Thoughtseize me. And unfortunately for us, this matchup is a lot harder than... this matchup is a lot harder for us than the other one, than Ant. I just don't think that Fremacav does anything. Just gonna bring in another Wasteland. Sure. This time around, I think I'm gonna Reclaimer. I'm gonna Reclaimer, but what I'm gonna do is in turn 2, I'm going to Dryad. Go fetch a Dryad Arbor and then Wasteland my opponent. They have been aggressively fetching non-basics, but we can get emptied here, so it seems important to make sure that we are leaving ourselves the out to play around empty here. If we get to untap, we might be in very good shape. Just waste them into Arbor. So we're still developing our mana. Kriegasm. That is a Kriegasm moment if I've ever seen one. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that now. We're going to be doing that now. And Mini Goif is going to be live next turn. They have been aggressively fetching for duels against my Wasteland deck. A little bit on the greedy side if you asked me. Pass the turn. They can potentially chain a Vapor here. The good thing is that basic Swamp doesn't answer Deafening Silence, so that's cool. Tropical Island, Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. Reclaimer for Flagstones. F6. Not a good one. We're just gonna go get oof. Slowly but surely assembling the lock. Next turn we get to waste their trop. They still have to answer my Deafening Silence. Which probably means that their mana is going to be stuck this turn. No extra land drop. We're definitely activating Reclaimer here. It's important to get the engine rolling. They're still stuck playing one spell a turn. No, I don't think the game is over just yet. But I'm starting to like my position. I'm starting to really like my spot. Flagstones. Yeah, I guess we're doing that next turn. It's not great though, like those were all whiffs. But yeah, every turn that goes by and my opponent doesn't play a spell on my turn, I am further and further ahead, I think. They're doing some quick maths. Some good maths. Getting planes. What are we getting here? Just get Wasteland. Because I'm planning on replaying. Oh, brutal. That one really sucks. That one really sucks. Damn it. So I think we have lethal next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we have lethal next turn. So my opponent is going to be forced to answer my board instead of answering my Deafening Silence. If they pass the turn here. And they only have 4 cards in hand. There was a GQ in the deck to kill the basics. There's too many basics in Legacy, though. There's very few decks that actually play 0 basics, so unless your plan is to like really go ham, it's really tough to get your opponent out of basics. It's really tough to achieve. My opponent's doing math. Maybe they have it. They play a lot of basics or no basics. Yeah, the problem is that every time that you're ghost quartering your opponent and you don't actually get them completely out of basics, you are effectively down a land and, you know, not really achieving anything. And it's even worse if your opponent just happens to Fielded it. And your opponent just happens to be able to use the mana, right? Like it's even worse then. Like you're just letting them use their mana. So this is lethal right here. So my opponent needs to, yeah. They would have needed to, like, if they had an Echoing Truth to bounce my silence, they have to waste it to bounce my zombies. That was cool. GQ Exodia, GQ Reanimator, and Urza, yeah, those were the times. I don't know, folks. I just keep winning with this deck. I'm not gonna say that I revolutionized Legacy or anything like that, but feel the penguin, thank you for the follow. All I can say is that I found a deck that I really enjoy playing, that I am having some pretty good success with. All right, oh what? Oh what? Time to show what you're made of. Time to show. Time to show why you're banned in Modern. Remember when this was a Vile stream? Those were the times, Donnie. Those were the times. Forest, yeah. Could have gotten Wasteland. I think going for Forest is better. But I'm to 5, which is either a very good thing for me or a very bad thing for me. Talia? Pepperidge Farm's pretty old nowadays. We sure they still remember that well. Pepperidge Farm doesn't remember. Did the opponent put me on the play? No, I think I won the die roll. I can tell you if you give me a second. Yeah, I rolled the 4 and my opponent rolled the 2. Days, Force, no. Just resolves. I like that. I like that. Like that. Okay. What are we gonna do here? So we're gonna get in. The question is my plan to pig? Or is my plan to do something else? I think I'm gonna play a tap Templar Garden and say go. Because we might be playing against Show and Tell. And if that's the case, if we're playing against Show and Tell, then we're gonna have to go fetch Caracas. Flagstones. Yeah, we're gonna pass the turn here. Incredible dice rolling skills. Hell yeah. There's no way this is high tide, right? This might be high tide, actually. This might be high tide. It could still be... It could still be mono blue. It could still be mono blue, what's his name? Mono blue Omni-Tell. Does Primetime know how much you love Reclaimer? I think he does. I think it's possible that Primetime just embraces my relationship with Reclaimer. I'm fairly certain that's the case. Here's my Dryad. Again, we still don't know what we're playing against. We don't know what our plan is. Intuition. So it is indeed show and tell. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna Flagstones. We can get zombies or we can get Valakut. I think we get Valakut. Valakut you. I'm planning on putting the pig into play, so unfortunately you have to do this before the pig resolves, because otherwise our fetch lands get blanked. But we do beat an Emrakul here. We don't beat Emrakul into combo. That's the only thing that we do not beat. But we do beat the combo because of Thalia. And we do beat Emrakul. Just because we have enough shit to sacrifice. And then we can swing for lethal. Unfortunately, we cannot beat both. Probably most things can't beat both, anyway. It's probably a good sign. Guess we just have 6 here. Well, you can't fetch, so... Pig! 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 The pig doing work. The pig doing work. Oh, they had the Emrakul. That makes me sad. So they attack. We just sack the lands, right? We just sack 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. So now they just bounce Thalia and they do whatever they want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this means that they have it, right? Because otherwise bouncing Emrakul is just so much better for them. Maybe they fucked up. Maybe I'm just getting slow rolled. Oh no, they go to 1. Oh shit. I fucked up! I could have apparition! Oh my god! I am an idiot. I am an idiot. Why didn't I apparition? I am an idiot. For whatever reason, I thought that my opponent was that I was going to be able to attack for 5. Okay, I deserve to lose this. Oh my god. I am such a stupid. So very stupid. That really sucks. That one hurts, you know? That one really hurts. That one really hurts. To have it rolled up. To have it rolled up. And then, like, your opponent just gives it to you. I mean, what that means is that they... No, yeah, they just had it. Yeah, I guess that we were dead and our opponent punted and then we punted back. So it's only fair. But yeah, by the way, this is, in my experience, this is our absolute worst matchup. This is the worst matchup so far in my experience. That kind of sucks. Would I rather have one of these bad lands or would I rather have another reclaimer? Let's get another reclaimer, I guess. Because we do have ramen up here. When they miss lethal, you cannot check out. Yeah, I guess. And that's how this deck is played, in case you were wondering. That is how this deck is supposed to be played. Just casually rip the flagstones. Oh, we took deck or 3 it off when we need it. Yeah, exactly. That is the proper. This is the proper way of playing this deck. Just stop decking the flagstones right on time, like a champion. Go to stones for stones, baby. That is hype. That is hype. It's gonna get forced very likely, but it was pretty hype anyway. All right, those were some pretty good top decks back to back. Not gonna lie. One way to help this matchup actually would be playing Ether Sworn Canonist instead of playing the other card, the 1-mana enchantment. That is something that I actually have not tested. We could play another Reclaimer, or we could hold up Caracas. Probably play another Reclaimer is better. Now we're gonna go with field. Looks like they're going to discard, but they kept 7, right? They're going to clean up. Huh. That's very, very weird. Getting there, folks. So we have lethal rolled up for next turn. Yeah, okay. That's game. It's so crazy to me how a card that I played on turn 1 just won the game. Like, of course, all of these cards made it so my opponent couldn't win the game. But the card that won the game was just my 1-drop. Also, I fucked this up. Should have got this on the... I should have sacked any other land. I think we're still fine. Yeah. We're still fine, but it was technically correct to do the other way around. Yep, just a bit the same. But yeah, Canonist would be a lot better for us than deafening silence. Oh man, this hand is brutal. We probably have to keep it though. It's not great. That is not great. We need to find the green source. Pronto. Oh, please counter this. Oh, please counter this. Force it. I know you want to. Force it. Yes, force it. Daze it. Do something. Use a card to get rid of this card. Let's go. Countered. Yes. No. Damn it. I'm definitely playing a second copy of it on this turn. Okay, so that's their turn. Just gonna ponder. Spirit of the Labyrinth or Thalia would be sick right now. I would really love to see a Spirit. They chose to shuffle. It's good. It's good. You can't. Whatever you want to do, you cannot. Get out of here. Yes. Boom. And boom. They show me that they have the fairy, so I'm just not going to, you know, let them the fairy bounce my Deafening Silence and then go off. Friendship ammo with Reclaimer, now Reclaimer. With Primetime, now Reclaimer is my best friend. Alright. So what can I beat? Let's stop for a second and figure out what we can beat. Omniscience into Emrakul, we cannot beat. If my opponent plays an Emrakul here, we cannot beat it either unless we top deck exactly Caracas. So we don't play around the Emrakul because we can't beat it. If they play a Griserbrand, then Yasharn beats it because my opponent can't activate. But there is a reason to put a Valakut here, because that means that I can Zenith for an answer to an Omniscience if my opponent doesn't kill me. I think I'm gonna go for the Yasharn though. Yes! Got him! Pig, 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 pig. Let's go! Pig, you. Nice demon, opponent. Nice demon. It would be a shame. It would be a shame if said demon didn't do shit. Round 20 for the 16 would follow. Now we can go get Caracas. Caracas bounces Gristle Daddy. So this is the list that made me play matches the other night. What's up? How's it going, Negator? Yeah, this is the list, my friend, in all of its glory. In all of its glory. That was a fun race. That was a fun race. I enjoyed that. It was super close too. Get pigged. Get pigged. Yeah, they have to attack. This is just 7 damage though. It's a 14 life 14's life swing, but we kind of don't really care. Like, as long as they don't have an answer to the pig, like, this guy is just not doing anything, really. Boom, boom. Sack. Now we're gonna Zenith for... They also can't hardcast Force, and they can't pay the alternate cost. I guess they could have Force of Negation. They plow the pig now? Okay. So they're gonna be able to gain some life now. To use the Griselbrand now. Unfortunately, they did have the answer. That is definitely a problem. Now we could get Caracas, or how much damage can we do here? Let's just get Caracas just in case, because they might just counter here, right? Zenith for Dryad. This is risky. This is risky. This is very, very risky. I think we go for face here. What happens if we go for Greaser? They just draw a bunch and we die, right? So that doesn't do it for us. And we also have to do this main phase, which really sucks. Yeah, I think we're kind of screwed here. So this is just going face here means that's one less draw 7, I guess. Well, actually they have to show and tell, which would mean that we get 2 more triggers. Okay, so it's actually not attack. Snake. Snake is fine. So there's the draw 7. They can only cast 1 spell. So if they, but they can still like show and tell into Omniscience plus Emrakul and we die, right? That is what we cannot beat. That is what we cannot beat, unfortunately. That is what we cannot beat. What are the odds they don't find any 21 cards? I don't know. It's not 21, it's only 14. Oh, wow. This means they cannot play any more spells, okay? So this means that we get to copy. We get to copy our own Valakut. We get 2 triggers. And then we get to put another land from our hand into play. What's up, Chief? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. So that means that we get to kill the Greaser brand. And they're going to put in Omniscience. Like, that part is clear. So if they're going to be playing Omniscience, then this doesn't matter. Also, we can kill the Ice Fang Quaddle. Meaning that Emrakul is not lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, this game is close. There's the omniscience. Kill this. Kill that. So now they hardcast Emrakul, because it's the only thing that they can do. Oh, they just had another Ice Fang. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Again, this is our absolute worst matchup, so like the fact that we stole the game makes me makes me slightly happy. But as you can see, they're just fighting on an axis that we just cannot fight on. They're just fighting on an axis that we cannot compete. Again, like the way to fix that matchup, I guess, would be to play Ether Swarm Canonists instead of Deafening Silences. Yeah, we also punted. Our opponent gifted us the win and we also punted it away, so that doesn't help either. The fact that I can't do math doesn't help you either, but it's cool. Those matchups are tight. Those matchups are tight. Okay. What we got here? Splinter Twin. You just a mulligan these hands. You'd have to be crazy to mulligan this hand. PK says, who's PK? Gross. Well, yeah. Cast without paying its mana cost, not pay. Here's my Reclaimer. Kill me right now. My opponent needs to put a Gruseran into play right now and draw 1,000,000 cards. Because they're not gonna get another chance. So they have to combo kill me right here. Alright, and we win. Once upon a time confirmed broken. Once upon a time confirmed broken because you can just you can just throw it into a Chancellor trigger. Oh, PK, Blessed Kenobi. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Vince is cool. I like Vince. What do you got from me? Nothing, opponent? Nothing? How are you gonna beat me if you do nothing? How are you planning to beat me if you do nothing? What are we getting here? Just a field? Untap land? I mean, it technically is an untap land, so I guess I'll take it. Keep that one. Pass the turn. Exhume, you say? I know what this is. Yeah, this resolves. You got it. My opponent plays... So this is what just happened. My opponent plays Exhume, right? I go for the Bogline. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Exhume doesn't target. It says each player puts a creature card from their graveyard onto the battlefield, right? So what happens is my opponent plays the Exhume, wanting to get back the Chancellor. But after I go for the Bojuka Bog, my opponent entombs for Grisserband with Exhume still on the stack, and they get back the Gristle Daddy. So by just letting it resolve, it's just like, sweet, yeah, look, your Chancellor is good. You're good. You're good. You can entomb in response to... No, it's not resolving. No, you are supposed to entomb after the Bog trigger resolves. And with the Exhume still on the stack. So then you entomb, and the Grisserband is in play, and now you can get it back with Exhume. But I'm just too smart for my opponent. Too smart. They don't even know what hit him. Don't even know what hit him. Yep. My opponent thinks that they're playing against a noob over here. Let me tell you a thing or two. Opponent, let me tell you a thing or two. I assume this matchup is the best. If your opponent doesn't turn one you're fine. As we just saw, like you just go turn one Reclaimer, and if your opponent didn't kill you on turn one, then they're fucked. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. We have Scusi. Just learn something nice, of course. That's what we're here for. We could mulligan into Fairy Macabre, but I think this is a fine hand. We don't even lose to the combo because we have double Swords to Plowshares. They can only draw 7. That's not the end of the world. Like, they would have need to really get a good 7 right there. Because otherwise we just like Flagstone some we're gonna path this, by the way. Just gonna path in an upkeep. Because I don't want my opponent to be drawing cards. Gonna upkeep path them. I guess I'm not necessarily... Yeah, this is fine, actually. They can untap if they want to. Again, I'm interested in my opponent not being able to draw cards, so we're gonna path instead of plowing. Archetype is potentially an issue, but they would need to have... Like, Reanimate doesn't do anything anymore. Never mind. No, this doesn't do anything, yeah. Dark Red, okay. Animate Date the archetype. This is fine, we can brace this. Maybe we should have Zenith there. We can Zenith for Arbor later. Just gonna take 5 here, no big deal. Flashback looting. Hexproof doesn't have hexproof. That's so funny. Doesn't have hexproof is just so hilarious. They have tendrils? Wow. Unmask. Look at the cards, opponent. Look at the cards. You're losing to my 1-drop. You literally cannot beat my 1-drop, opponent. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yep. Get out of here. Pass the turn. Reclaimer is basically Deathrite Shaman. Chat, we figure it out. They can't attack direct too. Like, we're winning the race. They literally cannot afford to attack. This is just hilarious. This is glorious. And all of this is because I drew the path instead of the Swords to Plowshares, right? If my opponent had if I had Sword in my opponent and my opponent was right now at 9, we would be playing a different game. Easy. All right. I think I played that game, if not perfect, as close to perfect as it's possible to play that match. So I kind of made up for the ridiculous, stupid punt that I made against the Omni-Tell deck. That was fun though. This deck is just awesome. I have such a good time playing this pile of cards. I do like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, this is just what's gonna be for tomorrow, because apparently the limit for submitting the deck list was at I think noon or 1 p.m. and not 4 p.m. like I thought it was. So I'm gonna be playing this. Yeah, so as far as changes go, what I consider to be the flex slots are the Fatal Retreat, the Third Apparition, and the Force of Vigor. Those are what I think are the flex slots. The Knuckle is, I don't think it's a flex slot. Like I think Knuckle has proved itself. So I would definitely want to play a Knuckle if I can. But if I don't, because I'm playing in paper and I don't own this card, then I mean, of course I would play something else. But the only other question again is whether we want Canonist instead of Deafening Silence, specifically because of the Omni-Tell matchup. I mean, if you look at what happened in the previous, like in the match, if we had instead of Deafening Silence, if we had some kind of rule of law effect, like Eidolon, or I mean, in Legacy, I think I would play just Canonist instead of Eidolon. Even though it dies to Bolt, it's like it's just 1 mana cheaper. That's basically all it comes down to. But it would definitely be Canonist. And if we had Canonist in that match against against Omni-Tell, we would have won, right? Like our opponent would have done their thing, they would have put the Omniscience into play, and then we untap, and then we just seen it for Night of Autumn, and then we destroy their Omniscience, right? So we would have won. I guess we actually would have lethal them, right? I think that we would have been able to lethal them with the onboard Reclaimer and Dryad. So I think that if we wanted to fix specifically the any kind of show and tell matchup, Deafening Silence is like the card that would have to go in order to make room for some Aethersworn Canonists. Opponent has Swords of Lashes, right? Yeah, sure, but if they plow the Canonist, then they cannot plow the pig, and then my opponent doesn't draw cards. So we're still in a similar situation, right? I flicker and then mom my wisp to keep my opponent from gaining life. That is sick. That is awesome. People submit a list with Hole Breacher, nobody's selling them. I opened a foil, sold it for 15. Nice. Reanimator decks, they cyborg into Mentor decks. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, we would still be in a similar situation. Like, the thing is that in our case, like against Reanimator, I still like the removal. Like, you would still keep in Swords to Plowshares. I would still keep in Swords to Plowshares, and I even bring in Path to Exile, and like we just plow a Mentor instead. Like, it's not that big of a deal. These were some fun leaks, though. So the losses were to Mono Blue Aeons, Show and Tell, and I can't remember what the loss in the previous league was. Oh yeah, Blue Red Delver with True Name Nemesis. We lost double True Name. But yeah. Deck's fun. Deck does the thing. Deck does the thing. It's insane how many this card is just insane, right? This card is just so freaking sweet. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, folks. Thank you for checking out the stream. Really appreciate you being here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.